3 inches above. I'm gonna light it just a little bit there so that it warms up the outside of the thing. Woo! And then in one motion, 1, 2, 3. Hello and welcome to AdvancedMixology.com with Brian Van Flandern. I'm Brian Van Flandern, and today we're going to talk about how to flame a citrus peel over a cocktail. Now, you can use it with any kind of citrus, lemons, limes. I've got blood oranges, and grapefruit peels, even bergamot or pomelos. Perfect, anything that has oils in the skin. And that's because those oils are naturally found in the skin. And when we hold it over an open flame and firmly squeeze, those oils burst and ignite. And it makes a fantastic, spectacular show. So today we are going to flame some grapefruit peels over 2 classic gin martinis. We're going to do the classic 50-50, which is 50% vermouth and dry vermouth and 50% gin. And today I selected Tanqueray 10 because it has a heavy emphasis on fresh juniper and grapefruit peels. So it's only going to enhance the overall experience with the aromatics of our flamed grapefruit peels. So the first thing we need is a cutting knife. I recommend a nice sharp paring knife. Ceramic is okay, but I like nice steel blades. And if you're going to cut, do not use a serrated blade. Serrated is not going to work for our purposes today. We're going to take a grapefruit and we're going to cut a nice peel about the size of a $50. A little larger than a quarter, a little smaller than a coaster. And the idea there is get a nice sharp knife and don't cut too deep. We don't want to cut so deep that we expose the fruit because the juice cells will diminish the overall effect when we actually burst the flames over the cocktail. Now, once I've cut them, be very careful. Pick them up between your thumb and index finger and hold it almost like parchment paper. Do not squeeze it because you're going to prematurely squeeze those oils out, and we want to get all of them in one shot, in one burst over the cocktail. The next thing we need to do is get a source of fire. You can use matches. I like wooden matches. They're very nice over a cocktail. You want to strike the match, give it a second or two to let the carbon tip, that little smoke, burn off the top, and once it's burning nice and even, then use your wooden match over the cocktail in the manner I'm about to teach. You can also use one of these generic lighters that are common in any household goods store, hardware store, but I discourage you from using these because they come with a poor quality butane. The lower the quality of butane, the more you can smell it and the more it's going to affect the flavor and the aromatics of our cocktail. You can also use a cigar torch. A cigar torch is ideal because we can control the kind of butane we're putting in there, and it quickly heats up. It makes a great show, and it really, when we use a really high grade butane, there are no aromatics, no smell. It doesn't affect the flavor, and we can do it quickly and efficiently. Now we've got everything ready to go. You'll notice if you've ever seen bartenders flame a citrus peel, they often do it from the side. They'll hold the flame over the cocktail and they'll squeeze from the side. I don't recommend that. The reason they do that is they don't want to scorch the cocktail, but I'm going to teach you a trick today that will prevent you from doing that. The problem with doing it from the side is in addition to spraying the oils over the top of the cocktail, they also hit the rim and the side of the glass. And those oils do have some sugars in them, and that makes the side or the rim of the glass a little tacky, a little sticky, and we don't want that. So we want to squeeze it directly on top, but the reason most bartenders don't do that is if you do it too close to the surface of the cocktail, you will scorch or burn the cocktail. It not only leaves a little black carbon smudge, which looks unappealing, but it actually makes the aromatics absolutely awful. It smells like burnt rubber, like a burnt tire. It completely ruins the smell and even the flavor of the cocktail. The cocktail is just ruined. How do we do it properly? Simple. Again, picking it up, being careful to hold it between our thumb and our index finger. The flame is going to be 3 inches above the surface of the cocktail. A minimum of 3 inches. Our peel will be then 3 inches above the fire. We're going to lock our arms and hands into place. The beginning mistake that most bartenders make is A, they squeeze the oils by squeezing on this too hard, and B, they squeeze it very slowly. and by squeezing it slowly, the oils just slowly trickle out. We want a nice firm squeeze and a burst. And the biggest mistake we make when we're first doing this is we're worried about burning ourselves. I've been doing this for years. I've never burned myself because you might feel a little heat, but it's such a quick flash, you're not gonna catch on fire. So what you need to do is lock your hand and lock here and don't pull back. Even if you get surprised by the flame, trust that you're not gonna get burned. Now, again, 3 inches above, I'm gonna light it just a little bit there so that it warms up the outside of the thing. Woo! And then in one motion, 1, 2, 3, and you see that little burst, and those oils are now settling over the top. And you can smell that grapefruit. Now you're gonna take this, you're gonna twist it a little bit to get any extra oils out, and you're gonna coat the rim. Now, I personally believe that if I've touched it with my hand, it shouldn't go in the drink. And therefore, I will place it at 2 o'clock and let the guests decide. They'll pick it up and dump it in if that's what they're used to, or they'll leave it on the bar, in which case you can quickly snap it up and throw it in the trash can. Voila, you have a fantastic, it smells great, it smells of fresh grapefruit. It's phenomenal. Now, how do you do it the wrong way? And this is a very common mistake for beginning bartenders doing it for the first time. Again, they'll heat the outside and they'll do it way too close, and then they squeeze, and now you saw a nice big burst, but there's also a little smoke, and you can, if you look at the top of the cocktail, you see this little black carbon smudge. If you then bring that to your nose, it's completely ruined. It smells like burnt rubber. Have you ever smelled a rubber tire that's been spun out? It just smells terrible. So if you hold the rule, stay to the rule, 3 inches and 3 inches, 3 and 3, you lock your arms in, squeeze firmly, you'll have a fantastic show. Take advantage of this aromatics, your cocktail sales will go up, and you'll have a lot more fun behind the bar. So thank you for joining us today. If you liked the video today, please don't forget to subscribe and click on the links below. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget advancedmixology.com and mymixologist.com. Until our next cocktail together, bottoms up.